Welcome to my channel, and I'm here to inspire you, give you crochet advice, and help you along with your next project. If you enjoyed this pattern, please give me a thumbs up or even comment so I can gauge your interest. It helps me to know what to film next. I'm not very formal. Here's today's zinger. You know, I'm just way too legit to knit. I'm sorry. And that's my excuse because I can't operate two sticks at one time. Without further ado, let's get on with today's tutorial. Welcome back to the Crochet Chronicles, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today is the Caron Lacy Stripes Crochet Scarf. This is an easy level scarf. There's a nice easy repeat on this, and we're going to be using today Caron Big Donut yarn. This is what it looks like, and you can see the colors are already decided for you. So it's a continuous strand. It's just dyed this way, and you can pull it apart in order to change the colors if you wish. In today's tutorial, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to teach you what the repeat is, but I'm also going to teach you how to manipulate the colors. So if, for example, maybe you don't want the colors to naturally come out on their own the way they are, I'm going to show you how to end some yarn and then add new yarn. So for example, say this green here, you did not want it to partially finish during a row, then you can just end it on the one side and start with a fresh new color. So I'll be showing you that today as well. So there is a crochet diagram that's available to you on page number 2. If you would like to change the size of this particular scarf and make it maybe even a blanket for all you want it, you can do multiples of 6 plus 2. So you go 6, 6, 6, 6, and then add 2 at the end, and you will have the balance in order to create this. So without further ado, this at the time of filming, this PDF will be updated, and I will be showing you how to finish this the way that it should be. Let's begin. For demonstration reasons, I've already have my O'Gos open, and I'm just going to be using this blue color here, and this is what it would look like if you were to buy it. And we're going to begin this next. Use a 5mm size H crochet hook in order to play. So let's begin our journey. We're going to start with a slip knot to begin, and you can either chain 32 as it's stating for the scarf, or you can do multiples of 6 and then add 2 at the very end. So I'm just gonna do a little mini swatch with you because that's all that's needed today. So I'm gonna chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is it wide enough? Yes or no. If you're not happy with it, add another 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I'll do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So once you're happy with the width of it and you're doing it in this method, then you just have to add 2 more, and then you'll have the balance. So you can do it that way or just chain 32 and not worry about it. Let's begin row number 1. In row number 1, you're gonna go second chain from the hook and turn it over and get the back hump of the chain. It'll look nicer. So just get the back hump, and I just need you to single crochet yourself all the way across your chain. You don't really need to worry about counting it if you were counting the first time and you're confident, and I will see you at the end of this row. This is row number 1. So at the end of the row, you're just filling it all in, and you're going to turn your work, and now let's begin row number 2. Row number 2, we're going to start creating those V-stitches, and that's what's gonna be helping us to keep in line for the future. So we're gonna chain 3, and that will count as your first double crochet. So the very next stitch right here is going to be your next double crochet. So the edges will always be the same. There will be, when you start it, there will always be a chain 3 and then a double crochet in the next, and on the other side the last 2 will always be a double crochet each. So let's begin the first part here. So I need you to skip the next stitch, and you're gonna put a V-stitch into the next one. So this V-stitch here is going to have an extra space in it. So it's gonna be a double crochet first, and then chain 2, and in the same stitch another double crochet. Now I want you to skip the next 2, and the next V-stitch is gonna be different. So the next V-stitch is going to be 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then only a chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets into the same stitch. And you're gonna keep alternating between the 2 types of V-stitches that you have. So this one's thicker than the last one. You can see that, right? So this means that after this one's done, you have to go back to this format. So skipping 2 and put 1 double crochet into the next, and don't forget to chain 2 and then double crochet in the next, or in the same one, sorry. Okay, So now that easy one, or the one with the less work, is here, the more complicated one is going to be the next one up. So skipping 2, and you'll start with 2 double crochet in it, chain only 1, and then into the same one 2 more double crochet. Okay, so skipping 2, and it's going to be the simpler one, so it'll be 1 double crochet only, chain 2, and 1 double crochet. So you just got to remember the chain 1 only exists in the one that has more double crochets, and the chain 2 exists when there's only 2 double crochets used for the V-stitch. So if that's the simple one, skipping 2, you go to the more elaborate one. So there's 2 into the first one to begin, chain 1 only, and then 2 more. So you're going to keep alternating between these 2 all the way to the other side. Skipping 2, let's go more simple, so double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet. We're coming close to the end, so if you're keeping with the stitch count, there should only be 3 stitches left. So you're going to skip only 1, and then the last 2 are going to be double crochet, and this was row number 2. And now we're going to turn our work and begin number 3. Now rows number 3 and 4 are going to be the repeat pattern until the work is approximately almost 80 inches long, and then you're going to do 1 row to finish it. So let's begin row number 3. It's part of the repeat. Chain 3, I mentioned that before, it's always going to start the same, and then a double crochet in the next double crochet here. The easiest way to remember what to do, this is simple, this is complex. So if there's a simple, the complex one goes right above it. So right inside that chain 2 space, you're going to put in 2 double crochet first, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet. Then you look at the next one. See, it's complex, so you want a simple one. So it's going to be 1 double crochet first, chain 2, and 1 double crochet. Do you get what I'm saying about that? So here's the simple one, so it means that this one has to be complex. I'm just coming up with terms that out of nowhere here, but I come up with terms like this that helps me to understand how to follow this on my own if you weren't watching me. So if that's complex, the one above it has to be simple. So double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So you're just going to look at what's below and put exactly the opposite one above it. So this one's complex, and I need you to do this all the way across then to the final. And we'll be there in just a few seconds from now. So here in this case it's going to be a complex to finish, and once this last one is in, you just immediately go to the final 2 double crochets and place 1 double crochet in each. So 1 there, and in the turning chain right here, go right into the chain work. Don't go to a space, go to the chain and double crochet, and that was row number 3. So you see how it looks. Let's begin number 4, which is part of the repeat. In row number 4, chain 3. We've already talked about that before, and double crochet in the first. Again, look at what's below. So we go into the chain 1 space. This is complex, so it has to be simple. So a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Look at to the next one. It's simple, so it has to be complex. Just keep opposite to what you see. This yarn feels really good on the hands, by the way. Okay, here it's going to be simple. And then complex is going into the next one. So please do this all the way across. So what I want to talk to you about is that eventually the color will change. There is Ogos that are solids, but if you have one of these ones that have the striping colors, then you want to be able to manipulate that. So you can let it ride if it doesn't bother you that it changes midway through a row, but what if you didn't? So what I'm gonna do next is that I'm gonna show you how to end some yarn so that you can start off with a fresh row. So if you don't think you have enough yarn to get across, it's a great option so that you can start with a fresh color so that you have more of an intentional yarn change instead of letting it change on its own. So I've been working my way across as I've been yapping at you, and then I'm going to double crochet in the final two. So this is the end of row number 4. So you'd have to repeat now, and we'll talk about the repeat and then I'll show you that color trick next. So now you have to repeat rows 3 and 4. You can go back in the timeline of this, of the video chapters, to go back to number 3. So you go 3, 4, 3, 4 until about 80 inches. That's 79 3/4 inches. So what I want to do now is that I want to show you how to change the color. So maybe you want the color to change. Maybe you want to change the colors more frequently so that it's more striping. We can do that, and that's what I'm going to show you next. So let's talk about intentionally changing the color. So I'm at the end of the row. It can be any row that you want to. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just gonna, this is the end of row number 4. And so I'm just trimming my yarn and I'm just going to weave in the ends. The best way to do this though is so that you don't ever have these ends coming out, is grab a tapestry needle and put that on. Any tail ends do the same thing. So what you want to do is just turn it and just glide it underneath the stitch work into the same color. Underneath right there. And your goal is to go once, and when you pull on it, don't change the shape of it, and then go through a slightly different path back to where you were. Just stay inside the stitch work, and then one more time across. So you want to go back and forth a total of 3 times. Anytime you're getting in tail ends, that's what you want to do, including that starting and ending tails. So this is where I'm demonstrating it today. So this is where I'm going to pick up when I start the next row. This is where we finished. To start the next row, just grab the yarn, leave enough so that you have a yarn tail that you can throw that through a tapestry needle that I just showed you, and you want to attach it to the beginning stitch here. So just going in and pull through, and then chain 3. So you're starting a new row with the new color. And then you can go right up over top of the straggler just for the next one. That's a double crochet. You already know what you're doing. And then just leave it off to the side, and you can use a tapestry needle to hide the remaining of that in. So carrying on the pattern is, if you know it, you can see it's simple, so it must be complex. And so I've already demonstrated how to go across these, so you can just do that, and then you can change the color at any time on any row really, as long as you just maintain the pattern sequence to have it working out for you. So this one here is complex, so it must be simple on top. So what I'm gonna do is just a couple more rows. So you have to end on a row 4 in order to start your edging, or so your final edge or your border, and that's where I'm gonna pick you up next in just a few moments from now. So let's talk about the final row. So this will be updated in the future with the PDF. So you're going to finish on the 4th row. You technically could finish on the 3rd row once I'm about to tell you what I'm about to tell you. So every one of the chains spaces, whether it's a chain 2 or a chain 1, is always going to be skipped. It's going to bring us back into balance because we started off with single crochet here, and what we're doing is that we're only single crocheting in the tops of each one of the double crochet. So chain 1 only, and put 1 single crochet in each of the double crochets. So if there's a chain space like there is here, just immediately jump over and go into the next double crochet. So you're only crocheting in the double crochets all the way across, and this will bring you back into balance with how you started. And once you're all the way getting closer, you're gonna just finish on the very final few double crochet that are left, and don't forget that turning chain counts as a double crochet, so going into the chain work of the final, and then that's where you're gonna end your journey, and you can see it brings us back into balance no matter how you do it. So this here is the Caron Lacy Stripes Crochet Scarf. You can have a lot of fun with this kind of concept. It's a nice easy stitch to be able to maintain, and it's a wonderful pattern. On behalf of yarnspirations.com, have a great day. We hope to see you again real soon right here on the Crochet Crowd. Bye bye.